Welcome to Nestle annual grand meeting. My name is Nurfitri binti Muhammad Adnan, the CEO of Nestle company. To begin our meeting for today, I will proceed with our main agenda, which is to collaborate with Samsung for advanced technology, which to explore how nutrient science and digital sensor can help us learn more about how to live a healthy life. So before I proceed, I want to hear about our company financial analysis. I invite our financial manager.
Thank you, Miss Yani. Hello, Assalamualaikum. I am Nurfatin Atira and I am the Financial Manager 1. Now I'm going to present about the statement of comprehensive income for Nestle company. Gross profit for year 2019 is 2,073,515 ringgit. The net income is 37,001 ringgit. The profit tax was 875,725 ringgit, while the profit after tax is 672,913 ringgit, and after all, total comprehensive income for the year is 667,191 ringgit. Next, we will go to the statement of financial position of our company. The total non-current asset has increased by 127,964 ringgit compared to the previous year. The total current asset are increased by 162,079 ringgit, and the total equity for the company have decreased by 107,788 ringgit compared to the previous year. All of the details appear to be higher than previous year 2019. That's all from me. Now I will pass to the financial manager 2.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Maziz and I'm the second financial manager. So I will talk about the liquidity ratio. They are divided by two, that is current ratio and quick ratio in 2019. So for in the current ratio for 2019, the current ratio is 0.65 times. It will reflect the ability to pay short-term obligation in time. And the quick ratio is 0.31 times. It will reflect to the ability to pay it in the short term. But in 2020, the current ratio is 0.6, which is it will reflect the more ability to pay it in the short term. For the quick ratio in 2020, the ratio is 0.26. It will reflect the ability in the short term. So we move to the next part, which is the efficiency ratio. In the inventory turnover, the turnover is 10 times. Higher ratio will reflect the effectiveness of the Nestle in utilizing its inventory to generate sales. And for the fixed asset is 83.87 times. But in the 2020, the efficiency ratio in inventory turnover is 9.1 times. Higher ratio will reflect to the effectiveness of the Nestle in utilizing inventory to generating sales. And in the fixed asset turnover is 83.91 times. So next we move to the profitability ratio, which is gross profit margin in 2019. The gross profit margin is 37.6%, indicates higher remaining cash and Nestle. For the operating profit margin, the operating profit margin is 16.53%, and this indicates better productivity. For the net profit margin in 2019, the net profit margin is 12.19%. The higher the ratio indicates better income to the shareholders. It is, after all, the expenses have been deducted to the remaining revenue will give it to the shareholders. And for the return on assets, the return on asset is 24.68%. If this ratio is higher than it will have to indicate higher return on Nestle investment, and it will help the Nestle to generate profit with all in the assets. And last but not least is return on equity. The return on equity is 101.5%. It will indicate higher return on the shareholders. So we talk about the profitability ratio in 2020. The gross profit margin. The gross profit margin is 36.3%, indicates higher remaining cash of Nestle. For the operating profit margin is 13.97%. This indicates better productivity. For the net profit margin in 2019, the net profit margin is 12.19%. The higher the ratio indicates better income to the shareholders. It is, after all, the expenses have been deducted to the remaining revenue will give it to the shareholders. And for the return on assets, the return on assets is 24.68%. If this ratio is higher than it will have to indicate higher return on Nestle investment, and it will help the Nestle to generate profit with all in the assets. And last but not least is return on equity. The return on equity is 101.5%. It will indicate higher return on the shareholders.
Hello everyone, my name is Nadine. I am the representative of the shareholder in this company. Thank you Ms. Fatin and Mr. Mazis for the explanation about the financial statement and the financial ratios. As a representative of the shareholders in this company, we are very concerned about this project. As you can see, the ratios in 2020 is lower than 2019. I wonder if there is assurance in this project. As a shareholder, we are also concerned whether this project will going to increase in dividend. Last but not least, considering this project related to health, is this project safe?
Okay, thank you to our board financial manager and also our shareholder. So today I have invited two local banks to our meeting to get their offer of loan. So I invite the first local bank to give some speech and their offer to our company.
Greetings everyone, my name is Hakim as a representative from CIMB Bank. Okay, so based on Nestle Sdn Bhd leverage ratios, we have decided to approve a total loan of 1.3 million for your company, and the interest rate will be 7.85% per annum for 5 years. We have decided to approve your loan request because we believe that Nestle Sdn Bhd will have no any issue to settle their debt.
That's such an interesting offer. I wanna hear next local bank offer.
Thank you, Miss Yani. Okay, hi. As you know, I am the representative of my bank. So, after reviewing and calculating the financial statements for the year 2020 and 2018, I can infer that Nestle Malaysia's performance in 2020 is not as good as it was in 2018. Here's the leverage ratio for year 2020 and 2018. In that ratio, we can see that in year 2020, the amount of debt to finance asset is higher than year 2018. In the year 2019, the total percentage recorded at 75.61%, while in year 2020, recorded percentage increase of 4.92%, which is 80.53%. Next is the debt to equity ratio. The debt to equity ratio for 2020 is quite high at 0.87 times, indicating a significant amount of debt. This is worse than the debt to equity ratio of 0.61 times in 2018. And the last one, we have the time interest earned. The year 2019 had a superior ratio with 22.43 times than 2020 with 21.32 times. It demonstrates that Nestle Malaysia lacked the financial means to meet its fixed interest obligations. As a consequence, we can see that Nestle Malaysia creditworthiness and capacity to repay the debt are both uncertain. As a result, we cannot offer you the entire loan amount. Instead, we can only give Nestle Malaysia the amount that we are certain Nestle Malaysia would repay us, which is 1 million ringgit with the loan length 5 years, interest rate per annum is 8.5% and the monthly payment is 23,750 ringgit. That's all from me.
On board of our local bank offer is interesting, but CIMB bank offer is more better and higher than others bank. What's your opinion, financial manager?
The financial statement of our company shows the return on equity is 99.21%, It means it will indicate higher return on shareholders. If this ratio is higher, then it will help to indicate higher return on Nestle's investment, and it will help the Nestle to generate profit with all its assets. So, from my opinion, we can proceed with the investment to CIMB to gain more profit of our new coming project with Samsung collaboration.
Okay, I see. Thank you. After the decision that had been made, we agreed to take the offer from CIMB Bank. Also, an agreement between shareholder and our company, which give the dividend around 4 or 5% of the project, and the project will be proceed around 2022. Thank you for your cooperation with our company and this meeting.